Today I want to teach you how to make my baklava cake from my book, Layer Up. I had to do something really important first. I had to go out in search of the perfect honey to use in this cake.
I love baklava. It's one of my favorite treats. I love baklava. Anytime my husband goes to Greek town in Toronto, he knows he must return with baklava. I can't talk.
Trying to breathe over here.
I can't. I think we have to pause and talk about this at the top. I don't care if it's Lebanese, Turkish, Greek. I don't care. I want it all.
Do you know where you're going for the honey?
There's jewelry. I'm getting distracted.
Look at these eggs. The eggs are charming at the market.
There's a problem.
What's wrong?
There are no cake books here.
I might have gotten distracted.
Okay, this is where I can smell it. There's gonna be honey in here. Bees universe. I feel like there will be. Hello, how are you?
Very well. I can give it to taste the honeys if you want.
Wildflower honey. Buckwheat. I love the color of this.
Instant, milk,
Oh, wow.
blueberry flowers.
Oh, I think wildflower honey in the simple syrup. But then the syrup for the baklava. Do we double up on wildflower? So can I get the blueberry too, please? I mean, we came for honey.
So this cake consists of baklava, which I'm gonna make, and after you bake it, you pour a syrup on it. Then there's simple syrup for my cake, a honey simple syrup, and then there's also honey buttercream, which is why I have 3 different honeys. This is a buckwheat honey. It's the darkest, sort of strongest tasting one, so I'm gonna put this in the buttercream. And then this is a wildflower honey, and I'm gonna use this for the baklava simple syrup. And then this is a blueberry honey. Oh. I know, that's what we did at the market. I'm gonna use this for the simple syrup for the cake layers. I'm gonna start by making the simple syrup for my cake layers. First thing I wanna do is pour my water into the pot. I like putting the water in first because then the sugar doesn't tend to crystallize. Now I'm gonna pour in the sugar. And now I'm going to spoon in the honey and make sure I get it all in there. Okay, my simple syrup has come to a rolling boil. I'm gonna take it off and strain it. And I'm gonna let it cool completely. We're gonna make one of my favorite desserts, baklava. Orhan is here to judge it later on, but for now, I'm gonna tell you everything you need. So I have some phyllo pastry, I have some ground pistachio, some sugar, and then a whole whack of melted butter. I mean, what could be better? I'm gonna stir the sugar into the pistachios. So this is nicely combined. I'm gonna put it to the side. And the next thing I wanna do is roll out the phyllo pastry and cut it to size so it fits on this tray perfectly. Lay 1 sheet of phyllo pastry onto the tray. And now I'm gonna brush the entire surface with melted butter. You don't wanna leave any dry spots. You just wanna make sure the whole thing is buttery. Now another sheet. So now I'm gonna sprinkle my sugar and pistachio mixture on top of this beautiful buttery pastry. And you wanna make sure to just get it everywhere. Okay, now we're gonna return to the phyllo pastry and just place that. Be more graceful than that. So everything I just did, which was 4 sheets of buttered phyllo pastry and then sprinkling the nuts on top, I'm going to repeat this process until the tray is full. Now, ooh, yes, look at all this. I wish you could smell this. So now I'm gonna chill this tray for an hour before baking it. The baklava tray is nicely chilled, so it's time to cut the baklava. We're gonna need 2 squares of baklava that fit into our cake, and with the extra strip, we're gonna cut little triangles that we will top the cake with. And it's time to put it in the oven. This is where the magic happens. Okay, now I'm gonna make the simple syrup for the baklava, which once the baklava is baked, I'm gonna pour this simple syrup all over the top of it while it's still hot. This is a bit of a thicker simple syrup. So there's more sugar, more honey, which results in a thicker syrup than the simple syrup I use on cake layers. Orhan, are you gonna try this honey? Okay.
I love it. Call me when there's something else to try.
All right. The baklava simple syrup has fully boiled, and now I'm gonna strain it once again, just straining out any scum. Ooh, look at it, it's beautiful. Okay, my baklava is hot out of the oven. Helena, we can hear you. Helena, stop working. If you're new here, I'm joking. Why did I put these back on? And it's time to pour the baklava simple syrup all over this tray. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You need the sound effects, very important. So make sure you oh yeah as you do this. And you just wanna let this absorb. When we first did this, I thought it wouldn't absorb. It absorbs. I've baked 3 8-inch square pans of my vanilla cake. Love this recipe, and I know you will too. So I'm going to remove them from their pans, level them, and remove the caramelization from the bottom and the sides. You know what time it is? I'm gonna pour my honey simple syrup, which is completely cool, into little squeeze. I believe in simple syrup, and I simple syrup all of my cake layers. It locks in the moisture, and it's a great way to get flavor into cake. Because if you were to put honey, for example, in your cake batter, a lot of the flavor would be lost. And then you can't add so much to the batter to get the flavor and then drastically change the consistency of the batter. So doing it with simple syrup is the perfect way. All right, so I'm gonna let this simple... What is going on next door? What are our neighbors doing today? As soon as we start filming, something happens. Like a truck comes to the loading dock. Sometimes there's this trickling or tapping on the tin ceiling, and I'm convinced it's like a gaggle of raccoons. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. If anyone knows what a group of raccoons are called. Now I'm gonna make honey buttercream with the buckwheat honey. This one is the darkest, and it has the richest, deepest flavor. But I'm gonna make sure to taste it as I go. Look at this teeny little spoon. I want more honey. Look at that color. I'm gonna get ready to ice my cake layers. I've never done that before. I'm very nervous. Normally when I build a cake, I put down a layer, I spread my buttercream, I add the next. But for this cake, because I want to keep it really intact, I'm going to ice each layer separately and then stack it with the baklava once each layer is chilled. Even layer of buttercream, and then I'm gonna crumb coat the sides of each one of the layers. So it's just sort of like a semi-naked look in the end. Okay, next layer. Yes. Oh, yes! Are you gonna be my fridge companion?
I am your fridge companion.
Here you go, Helena. I like this, guys. I no longer walk to the fridge. Helena, take this to the fridge for me, please. Thank you. Imagine. Helena, bring me my next layer, please. Thank you. I've iced the sides, and now you have like this wall of buttercream. So you want to come in for a landing. You want your spatula to be flat, and you just want to pull the excess buttercream in towards the center of the cake. We don't need another hero. I'm your private dancer. What? I love Tina Turner. I don't sound like her. I didn't say I did. Okay, so this is the top layer of the cake, and I want to create texture. I'm gonna use the ruler itself to make a line. Now you can use a small straight spatula. On one side, I'm going to create horizontal lines, and then on the other, I'm gonna create vertical lines. Okay, and now I can chill this layer. I'm going to layer up this baklava cake on this really nice wooden cutting board, picking it up and placing it on the board. I'm not scared. Who's scared? Now I can place a baklava square on top, and you can slide slide it over if you need to. This would be harder to do if the buttercream was still soft, so this is why I chose to chill the cakes. I'm just carefully spreading a really thin layer of the buttercream. It's more like glue. Next layer of cake. Second layer of baklava. I love this sound. Just listen to the sound here. Do you hear that? ASMR. We need to stop singing. People don't like it. I'm gonna add some really colorful green pistachio slivers along the sides of the cake where the buttercream is sticking out. Now I'm going to layer baklava on top. Get it? Layer up. Look out, world. You're not ready because I'm gonna be drizzling. Wait a minute, is this buckwheat? No, it's blueberry. I almost drizzle. It's okay if I drizzle blueberry. I think it might look nice. Not usually this free. Who wants coffee? Who wants tea for the baklava? Oh. Oh. Oh my God, guys, remember this recipe is in my book Layer Up, so click the link or click, I'm sorry. Here I am, eating on camera again. We're here live. This is the final test. Orhan is about to taste my baklava. And the neighbors are being very noisy. They heard that there's baklava, they're trying to break in.
It's good.
You're being honest. Is
I
it?
would give it like an 8.5 for sure.
The honey. No, they don't. They've seen me eat Orhan. They know. See, I like it with coffee. You're having it with tea.
Yeah, I like it too.
Okay, that's fine. We agree to disagree.
All right.